Good evening, students. Am I audible? Nandesha, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible, students? Oh, my laptop is muted. 1 second. Yeah, am I audible? Not yet. Mukunda, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when you are having Python exam? From next week it is starting, isn't it? Okay. Let's start our revision classes. So first of all, what is Python? I'm going very fast here. Python is a interpreted high-level general purpose programming language. Interpreted means, what is interpreter? Interpreter is a language compiler, language translator which converts high-level language to machine language. So Python uses interpreter, that is, it is compiled line by line. So who developed Python? Guido van Rossum. He is the main developer of Python, and it is having many libraries, and time to time many developers used to create the libraries, but main Python developer is Guido van Rossum. So why this Python name is given Python? It was behind a very, it's a comedy show. Guido van Rossum, he was a fan of that comedy show, and comedy show's name was Monty Python. So by following that name, he kept this language as Python. The features of Python, it's free and open source. Easy to code, easy to read, object-oriented. It's an object-oriented programming language. We can do object-oriented programming also. Then GUI programming support, high-level language, then extensible features. We can add many libraries here. Easy to debug, and it's a portable language. We can port from one platform to another platform. It is an integrated language. It is having a very large set of standard library, and it is dynamically typed language. Dynamic typing is there in Python. So next is installation guide. This part is not that much mandatory for you. Just know about IDLE. So what is IDLE? It is integrated development environment for Python. So IDLE runs in two modes. What are the modes? Interactive mode and scripting mode. In interactive mode, in the screen itself, we give the command, and whenever we press enter, we get the output. But in the scripting mode, we have to go to File, New, then we'll be getting one file editor where I have to write my program, then we have to run it, we have to compile it. Okay. How many scripting modes are there? How many ideally modes are there? 2 modes, scripting mode and interactive mode. So any special question from your side? Which part shall I go for? These are the basics all of you know. You have studied also now for exam. Any special question from your side? I think 4 or 5 students have back in my subject, but only 2 of you have joined. Okay, as no question for you from your side, I'll be repeating everything. I'll try to complete how much I can do in 1 hour. So now, how can we put one expression in Python interactive shell? So in Python interactive shell, this particular command will be there, these particular lines will be coming, where we can write the command, isn't it? We can give the expression. Okay. What are the different operators? All these arithmetical operators are valid in Python. What are they? Plus, minus, divide, into. All these operators are there. Besides, these are the special operator for exponent. Exponent means power. Here, 2 star 3 means 2 to the power 3. This is percentage symbol represents modulus. That means remainder of any division. This one, integer division. That means it will return only integer part of the result, decimal part it will not display. Then this one, the second one, single slash, is for floating point division. It will return us the accurate result with decimal points. These are multiplication. These are normal, arithmetical, subtraction and addition. All these operators are valid in Python that we already you have came across in your regular classes. Now different data types in Python. How does operator act with different data types? See, these are the integer data types. Integer may be positive or integer may be negative. These are floating point data type, and these are string data types which we have to put inside quotation, single quote or double quote. Okay. Now how can we use different operators for this particular data types? See here, 5 is an integer number and I am assigning this 5 to as through this equal to assignment operator. It is exactly like our normal arithmetic operators. Now next statement, it is trying to print that value. How can you print some value? By using print function, print, then the variable name, And after variable, if we provide any string, we have to separate it with comma. Okay. Now data type of this particular S have to be displayed. What is the data type of S? So which function gives us the data type? Type function. Type function returns us the data type. Now type S. So it is giving us class int. So this is the data type. First of all, S, whatever we provide here within inverted comma will come directly. Then type S, that is class int. In this case 2.0, see, it is coming class float. Okay, student. Now some of the arithmetic operators can be used with strings also, and it works in a special way. For example, this plus operator. If we use this plus operator with string operand, here SBC and CSC is the string in between plus, what it will do? It will join both and it will return us a single string. Okay. But thing is that we can join two strings. We cannot join one string with one integer. Here see, this is a string but 2 is an integer because no inverted comma is there, isn't it? So it is giving us error. Clear? Now for storing value in variable, suppose I have a variable spam and I have to store 42 in it. So what we have to do? Spam, then we have to use assignment operator, that is equal to then variable value. Okay. So this is how we can assign a variable. Unlike other languages, we don't have to declare the variable in Python. Directly we can use, and depending upon the type of the value, this variable will be taking its data type. Clear? So rules for naming variable, this is important, students. So it can be only one word. We cannot use two words. That means we cannot use blank space in between. Okay. It can use only letter, number and underscore. No any special character other than this underscore is allowed here. And we cannot start it with a number. Suppose one number, that cannot be a variable name. See, this balance is a variable name. Then current balance variable name, because it is combined together. Current underscore balance allowed. Underscore spam allowed, because starting with underscore is allowed. Only starting with number is not allowed. Okay. So these all are some valid variable names. Clear, students? How can you write your first program in Python? So you have to go to file, isn't it? Are you listening to me? Are you there? Please respond if you are there. If you are not there, it's no point of wasting my time also and your time also. Nandesha, are you there? So I'm writing one program in ideally. For that, first of all, I have to go to first, new file. Here I have to write my program. Already I have some program which is written, so I will be using it. I'm displaying some random numbers here in this program. It is okay. I have to export it. 1 second. Some valid program I'll use. Program for displaying Fibonacci series. So I'll be entering the term here. Suppose 5 after 5th term I want. Then this is my Fibonacci series. Clear? How this is how we can run a program. Now, do you want me to explain this Fibonacci series program, because this is one of the important program? So what is a Fibonacci series? So what it does, this first term, if we add this first two terms, I'll be getting the third term. If we add this first and second term, second and third term, we will be getting the fourth term. 1 plus 1, 2. Then if we add 1 plus 2, we will be getting 3. If I add 2 plus 3, I'll be getting 8. If I add 3 plus 5, I'll be getting 8. So next term will be 8. Like this Fibonacci series goes. Now see how I am writing the program. As two different values are there initially, same values. So I'll be putting T0 equal to T1 equal to 0 and T2 equal to 1. And first of all, I'm printing T1 and T2. So now what is my T1 and T2? Here 0 and 1 are my T1 and T2. First it is printed. After that, how many times we have to run it? We have to run it till range n minus 2, because already we have printed two numbers. Okay. So in our last case, as I am putting 6 as the number, that means the number of terms, then how many numbers it have to be printed? Already two numbers have been printed, another 4 number have to be printed, so it's n minus 2. Then during the iteration, I have to print the next number. Already I am adding T1 and T2 and storing it in next. So next number will be T1 plus T2, that is 0 plus 1, that is 1 again. Okay. Now present T1 is T2 is given to T1 and T2 is given the value of next. That means now my last one will be going to T2 and first one will be going to T1. Now what is next? 1 plus 1 equal to 2, isn't it? So again, for in the next turn, print next, so 2 will be printed. Clear? In next turn, T1 will hold 2. T1 will hold 1 because T2 is 1 and T2 will be holding the next. So what is that? 2. So next will be 2 plus 1, 3. So it will be printing 3 and like that it will go on. So here I have explained you the Fibonacci program also. Already all these programs are given to you. Still, I'll be giving you, do you want me to give the material again? Already it's there in group. You can get the materials from there. And I'll share some program to you. For example, Fibonacci program, factorial program, all this program I'll share to you. And lab programs, it is very, very important to know all the lab programs. Clear? You have to learn all the lab programs. Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back. Okay. Now, a few component of our program. What we use for comment? This one, this hash is used for comment. Whatever we write after hash, it will not be executed, it will not be interpreted, isn't it? Now for multi-line comment, what we use? For multi-line comment, we use 3 quotes together. So how can we write multi-line comment? Here single line comment, see, we have started with hash. So whatever I write here, it will not be executed. Now multi-line comment, this is inverted, single inverted comma, started. Now suppose I am ending here, single inverted comma, ended. Whatever in between these 3 single inverted commas, that will be put, that will be considered as comment. That is multi-line comment. It is given in multiple lines. Clear? Already we discussed about print function. How can we separate 2 different values? For example, I have a variable and I have a string. How can we separate? Or I have 2 different variables. How can we separate? Either we can use comma or we can use this plus symbol. Clear? The next important function is len function. Len function gives us the length of any string. For example, len hello. That means it will give how many characters are there in hello. How many characters are there? 5 characters. So I am getting answer 5. Here, in next case, it is 46. It will consider all these blank spaces also as a character. This full stop also will be considered as a character. Okay. Now, length of this 2 double quotes. No space is on space in between. So it is how many? What is the length of it? It is 0. Clear? Now Type conversion. This str, int, float, these functions used to convert one data type to another. Now see, this plus operator, we cannot use it with any integer. It is applicable only for string. Already I told you we cannot add one number with one string. But if two strings, this plus will be treated as concatenation, joining string, isn't it? So students, দুটা মোবাইল আছে দেখোন ক'ত গ'ল আৰু এটা মোবাইল okay. So students, here for converting this 29 into string, we are using this type conversion str. Str will convert this 29 from number to string. Now this can be used with this plus operator. Clear? So if we separate with plus in print statement, we have to convert the numbers to string. We separate by comma. This conversion is not required. Comma can separate any numbers also, any character strings also. Now see here I am providing a floating point number. When I convert it to string, it is converted, it is given, presented in between two inverted commas. That means this is a string now. Now next case, I am providing one string here within inverted comma. I am converting to integer. So I am getting 42 as a number, inverted comma is omitted as I am converting it to integer type. Clear? Next one, minus 99, which is converted to integer. Here see, here 3.14, it was a string, now it is converted to a float number, floating point number. Here we know that 10 is an integer. When it is converted to float, it will be presented as 10.0. See, clear students? So type conversion is clear. We have float, int and str, three type conversion operators. Next is flow control. So usually our program runs in a sequence, isn't it? Second line will run after first line, third line will run after, will be executed after second line, isn't it? Now we have some special structure which can break this sequence and program execution happens in another pattern. Okay, so this kind of special component of the language is known as flow control operator, flow control. For example, for whenever we put a for, what will happen? Whatever block we put inside for, it will be repeated again and again, which is not the normal way of running any program, isn't it? So students, just you respond to me. Already we have spent half an hour. Tell me, suppose I have an integer number, suppose 25. I have to convert it to floating point number 25.0. How can I do it? Tell me. Students are not there. Okay, anyway, bye bye.